Ass in Crack stars Michael Fassbender and is based off of the very well-known Assassin's Creed video games. I have myself played a lot of these games. I even reviewed one of them on my channel. And the plot of this movie is Michael Fassbender has been killed for a crime through lethal injection. He's revived, I guess, by this agency who has technology that allows him to go into his past to his ancestor's body and do insane amounts of parkour and base jumping with no parachute while he looks for something these people really need because they think that if they obtain this one item, they could actually eliminate violence for mankind. And the way to do that, of course, is to kill a bunch of people. Look, I'm a fan of video games, okay, but I'm not so much a fan of video game movies. Historically, they're awful. And I thought maybe with the inclusion of Michael Fassbender in this film that we could get one that wasn't. And I was wrong. Assassin's Creed is an awful movie. This movie is so poorly made. Let's get into the one strength that a lot of people are pinpointing about this film, the action sequences. Look, if you're a fan of the way Olivier Megaton edits his films like Transporter 3, Columbiana, or Taken 2, or Taken 3, well then yeah, you'll probably like the action sequences in Assassin's Creed. If you like well-filmed and beautifully choreographed action sequences with long takes, then you'll probably hate them in this film because they're the exact opposite of that. I thought we had progressed beyond the time where every action movie was trying to look like a Bourne film, but apparently we're still in that. And once again, we have another shoddy Paul Greengrass imitation, with action sequences edited with the intrinsic desire to show everything from 3 different angles. There's clearly excellent stunt work on display in this movie, but you never get an opportunity to soak it in because they're constantly cutting back and forth to different shots. It's maddening. Beyond the action sequences, though, the story of this film is incredibly confusing, and this is coming from somebody who's played the games. The movie just doesn't really hold up, and it doesn't make sense as a script and as a film that has a plot. Even as a video game movie, I expect certain things to make sense. And the majority of this movie is just sort of like, hey, what can we do? Well, let's just do it. Does it make sense? No. We can use CGI to fix everything. Michael Fassbender and Marion Cotillard and Jeremy Irons, believe it or not, they're all trying, but they kind of just play pale imitations of themselves. They just seem like they're doing their thing. They're in their wheelhouse as a performer, and they're in a film that has no idea how to utilize their strengths. It's also a heavily sanitized movie. The violence in this movie is very PG-13, and it's on the wrong side of PG-13, where you take a movie like Casino Royale that has really hardcore, brutal action sequences, and then you look at this film that always cuts away whenever anything happens to a different angle to obscure what might be a little violent. It's rather annoying, especially since all the games are rated mature. There's one scene in this movie where somebody should be losing a ton of blood. I mean, it should be all over the floor, and there's like this little tiny puddle, and it's of course color corrected to look kind of black because you don't want to get a rated R. That would be bad. The primary audience for the games can't even buy them unless they're 17 or older. Why don't you just make your movie rated R and forget about the fucking box office for 2 seconds? It may have been better. There's also a strange logical inconsistency in this movie beyond the fact that they take literally like 25 minutes to explain how a guy who's getting lethal injection all of a sudden is revived and now he's going into the past through this weird machine. Beyond all that and how incredibly rushed that felt, when he's in this machine, it cuts back and forth between the past and the present. You see him doing these amazing feats in the past, and then in the present he's in this machine and he's mimicking all these actions. But of course they only ever show him mimicking these actions when it's something really epic, like jumping or climbing a wall. So they'll show him like climbing the bricks of this room he's in or something. But I just want to know what occurs when in the past he's just running in a straight line. In the present day, what is he, just run in a circle? It makes no sense. They never cut back to him when he's like on a horse in the past, because then he'd just be like bouncing up and down in the present and it would look really stupid. Guys, I'm not going to waste any more time talking about this film. Assassin's Creed is exactly what we all didn't want it to be. Another terrible video game movie adaptation with some actors who are trying, and for that reason I will give Assassin's Creed a D. I have a lot of videos to work on right now. My best and worst of the year list, some Oscar-y type films I'm going to be reviewing, and a special holiday-themed movie review coming to you tomorrow that I'm really excited about. And I have been doing a series of video game hilariosity reviews, and you're going to get a link for some of those in just a second here. I hope you check them out. I reviewed a lot of really funny stuff. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.